The universe has pinpointed your location. The divine forces have drawn a line straight to your doorstep, and someone, yes, someone, is waiting near your house, carrying a purpose so profound it could shift the trajectory of your entire existence. This isn't just chance. It's a cosmic summons, hand-delivered by fate itself. Angel Michael has orchestrated this moment, and whether it's a gift, a challenge, or a life-altering revelation, it's coming for you. Are you ready to step into the extraordinary? You've always been the wild card they couldn't calculate, the glitch in hell's perfect equation. While others crumbled under the weight of fear, you saw through the facade, the smoke and mirrors, the hollow threats. They came with contracts and whispers, offering what they thought were your deepest desires. But you didn't just reject them, you exposed their weakness. Every deal was a trap they couldn't close. Every shadow they cast became a stage for your defiance. Hell relies on predictability, on humanity's endless hunger for shortcuts and power. But then there was you, someone who refused to play by their rules. That refusal, it wasn't just resistance, it was rebellion. And rebellion scares them. Not the loud, reckless kind, but the quiet, deliberate dismantling of their entire game. Your strength isn't in the weapons you carry, but in the truth you wield, a force far deadlier than fire and brimstone. They couldn't tempt you, so they tried to break you. Yet every time they thought they'd cornered you, you turned the trap into your advantage. Fear? You made it irrelevant. Pain? You turned it into purpose. Temptation? You laughed in its face and rewrote the narrative. They thrive on chaos, but you gave them something worse: clarity. In your presence, hell's illusions fall apart, and they are forced to confront their own insignificance. That's why they quit. Because you didn't just survive their onslaught, you redefined what it means to win. For them, retreat isn't defeat. It's their only salvation from you. Drop a comment. I am the wild card they fear. If you shatter their expectations and rewrite the rules. You might think blessings arrive with trumpets and unmistakable clarity, but they rarely do. Financial breakthroughs, for instance, don't always fall into your lap as a lottery win or inheritance. Sometimes they're hidden in the subtle shifts. Chance meeting that sparks a new partnership, a skill you've downplayed suddenly becoming your most valuable asset, or even a difficult loss that clears the way for something better. It's not luck. It's the alignment of preparation and opportunity, and if you're paying attention, the doors that seem insignificant now might be the ones that change your life. Then there are the connections that hit your soul like lightning. These aren't just friendships or fleeting partnerships. They're profound alignments that resonate on a level you can't fake or force. The ones who cross your path at precisely the right moment, seeing you not for your flaws or mistakes, but for your potential. They speak to parts of you even you've forgotten, reminding you of who you are and what you're capable of. Whether they stay in your life for years or merely a season, their impact can shift the trajectory of everything. These connections are rarely loud. They don't demand attention, but settle into your life with the quiet weight of purpose, grounding you while pushing you forward. And then there's that singular moment of transformation, the one you can't ignore. It doesn't ask for permission. It crashes into your world and leaves nothing the same. It might be the day you finally step onto a stage, take a leap you've avoided for years, or hear a no that pushes you to fight harder than ever. It's the sharp edge of discomfort that carves out clarity. That moment isn't always kind, but it's always necessary. It reminds you that growth and purpose are forged in the fire of action, not in the stillness of wishing things were different. You don't need to wait for blessings to arrive with neon signs. They're already weaving through your days, disguised, as chances, challenges, and conversations you're tempted to ignore. The question is, will you see them for what they are? Will you step into the opportunity they're offering? Because they're here, waiting for you to recognize their power. You've felt it before, a pattern too precise to be random, a moment that resonates deeper than logic allows. Repeating numbers flash on clocks, vivid dreams pull you from sleep, and strangers speak words that land with the weight of prophecy. These are not accidents. These are the whispers of the divine, subtle but deliberate, threading through your days like a quiet pulse. They are reminders, directives, and confirmations that something greater is at work in your life, urging you toward alignment. Albert Einstein once said, "Coincidence is God's way of remaining anonymous." He wasn't speaking in metaphor. The synchronicities you encounter, the ones that nudge you, haunt you, or make your skin prickle, are messages encoded in your reality. They demand your attention not because they are loud, but because they are persistent. They appear in the still moments, the in-betweens, and the spaces where you're most likely to overlook them. Yet, when you tune in, their significance becomes undeniable. Your challenge isn't simply noticing them, it's learning to decode them. It's about understanding that the repetition of a number isn't just a quirk of the universe, but a signal urging you to focus. It's seeing that the stranger who speaks the words you needed to hear wasn't there by chance, but by purpose. Keeping track, whether through writing, reflection, or quiet observation, is how you sharpen this awareness. Patterns emerge, clarity forms, and what seemed random transforms into a map pointing directly at the steps you are meant to take. The divine doesn't shout, it whispers. The question isn't whether the signs are there. The question is whether you will choose to listen, to trust, and to act on the path that's already unfolding before you. There's a current beneath the surface, a quiet tension that you can't shake. You've sensed it, not in words, but in the hesitation of a glance, the shift in tone, the subtle weight in the air when certain topics arise. Secrets are rarely silent. They hum with an energy that spills into the spaces they're meant to hide. Someone close to you is guarding one, and whether it's out of fear, shame, or misguided protection, their concealment casts shadows where there should be light. This is the moment to trust yourself. Intuition isn't just a feeling, it's a finely tuned instrument, shaped by patterns and truths you've observed, even if you haven't consciously named them. That uneasy sense in your chest. It's not paranoia. It's perception catching what logic hasn't yet pieced together. Pay attention to what isn't said, to the pauses that stretch too long, and the answers that don't quite fit the question. Authenticity doesn't demand perfection, but it does demand alignment, and right now something is out of sync. Secrets have power, but not just for the one keeping them. They affect relationships, creating distance where there should be closeness and mistrust where there should be certainty. You're not here to uncover every mystery or pry open every locked door. Your responsibility is to hold space for honesty, to show that truth, no matter how sharp, will always be better than the corrosion of deceit. And if you need to confront what's hidden, do it with clarity and purpose, because secrets don't survive the light for long. This isn't about suspicion, it's about alignment. Prioritize what's real and let the rest fall away. Authenticity will always carve the path forward, no matter how tangled the threads of the present may seem. You've noticed it. The pauses in conversations that linger too long, the words carefully chosen but lacking the weight of sincerity. There's a guardedness that wasn't there before, a barrier where once there was flow. Distant behavior is rarely accidental. It's a signal, deliberate or unconscious, that something has shifted beneath the surface. Whether it's a secret guarded out of fear, guilt, or self-preservation, the energy doesn't lie. You feel the dissonance because authenticity has no place to hide. Guarded communication speaks louder than silence. The avoidance of certain topics, the over-explained answers, or the hurried attempts to move the conversation elsewhere, all of these are signposts, not just in what is said, but in the gaps left unspoken. You're not imagining it, you're picking up on the subtle cues, the misalignments that speak volumes when someone's truth is left buried. It isn't paranoia to acknowledge this. It's awareness honed by patterns and your connection to what's real. The tale of Bluebeard serves as a reminder. In his story, hidden truths are concealed behind locked doors, forbidden to be opened. When those doors are finally unsealed, the reality is grim but freeing. While your situation may not carry such dire consequences, the principle remains. Secrets thrive on silence, but discovery is a necessary step toward liberation. Just as curiosity uncovered Bluebeard's truths, your clarity and persistence will reveal what's beneath the guarded facade. Your role isn't to force revelation, but to create a space where truth can surface. Distant behavior and subtle shifts are the ripples of deeper waters. By trusting your instincts and seeking alignment, you allow clarity to do its work. Secrets dissolve when met with light, and the truths you uncover will be the foundation of what's real. Chosen ones. The obsidian inner order is calling only the strongest survive the matrix and live to tell it. Welcome to the ultimate sanctuary for those who faced archons, shattered the matrix, and risen as untouchable legends. If you're seeing this, destiny thinks you're one of us. Don't blow it. Inside, we've got exclusive interviews with chosen ones who've defied odds, broken generational curses, and rewritten their reality with divine timing. This isn't your average story time. This is the blueprint to your cosmic glow-up. Unlock forbidden content too real for YouTube, including the Manifestation Mechanics Grimoire, your guide to turning chaos into order, creating an abundance vortex, and bending universal energy to your will. The Crown Jewel, a private Discord. Of 400+ high-vibration legends, weekly mindset calls, and even chosen singles for divine partnerships. But let's be real, we don't do poses here. If you're ready to join the #1 Ascension Nexus for real chosen ones, the link to the Obsidian Inner Order is in the description. This is your moment. Step up. I once had a friend whose presence felt constant, a source of familiarity during uncertain times. But when my life began to shift, when the work I'd been putting into myself started to bear fruit, things changed. What I thought would be a celebration of growth became tension. Resentment seeped into conversations that once felt supportive. Subtle comments about my success turned into veiled criticisms, as though my progress was a threat. It wasn't easy to confront, but I had to face the truth. Not everyone is meant to grow with you. Distancing myself wasn't a betrayal of the past. It was a commitment to my future. You will face this too. Growth shakes the foundations of relationships because it demands change, not just in you, but in those around you. Some will rise to meet you, celebrating your progress as if it were their own. Others will resist, clinging to the comfort of who you used to be because it validates their refusal to move forward. The question isn't whether people will change, it's whether they will align with where you're going. Energy doesn't lie. If someone drains you, questions your progress, or subtly pulls you back toward the past, their presence is not in service of your growth. And then there are those who return, reconnections from the past that feel like a test. Not all of them are obstacles. Some reappear because they are now aligned with who you've become, their timing no accident. Others, however, are rooted in nostalgia, a tether to what you've outgrown. Approach these moments with clarity. Ask yourself if they uplift or anchor you. You owe no one a space in your evolving life unless their presence serves your purpose. Transformation demands discernment. Who stays, who goes, and who returns are decisions that only you can make. You carry abilities that lie dormant, waiting for the right challenge, the right moment to surface. These talents aren't hidden because they're absent, but because they've yet to meet the conditions that call them forth. Creativity, intuition, entrepreneurial instincts. They're not gifts you find. They're strengths that awaken when you allow yourself to explore the unknown. It's not about luck or inherent genius, but the willingness to step into spaces where you've never been before and let your curiosity lead the way. The Greek tale of Arachne speaks to this truth. Arachne was an ordinary mortal, unaware of the divine skill she carried within her, until Athena, disguised as an old woman, challenged her arrogance. That challenge became the forge for Arachne's weaving talent, a brilliance so extraordinary that it rivaled the gods. Though her story ends in tragedy, its lesson remains. Your potential isn't always visible, even to you, until pressure, challenge, or adversity reveals it. You might not see yourself as creative, spiritual, or business-minded right now, but that doesn't mean those abilities aren't there. To uncover them, you must act. Experiment with new activities, even the ones that feel uncertain or out of character. Follow the quiet pulls of curiosity, the ones that nudge you toward trying something unfamiliar. Seek feedback, not for validation, but for clarity on how others perceive what comes naturally to you. These are the breadcrumbs leading you to talents you've yet to fully understand. The challenge isn't in discovering these gifts, but in trusting the process of exploration. The pressure, the discomfort, the uncertainty, these are not barriers, but signals that you're moving closer to uncovering what's been within you all along. Trust the discomfort. It's where your hidden talents reveal themselves. The energy of 2025 is unlike any other. It's a charged, sacred shift, a portal where the remnants of what no longer serves you collide with the boundless potential of what lies ahead. This isn't just a date on a calendar, it's a crossroads, a rare convergence where you have the power to decide what stays, what goes, and what rises anew. This is your chance to align with the momentum of change, to harness the wave rather than be swept under it. It is not passive. It demands your intention, your focus, and your action. Decluttering is your first step. Not just your space, but your mind, your commitments, and your energy. Clear what weighs you down, whether it's physical clutter, toxic relationships, or outdated beliefs. When you remove what doesn't align, you create a vacuum for what does. In the clean, open space that remains, write your intentions. Not vague hopes, but declarations, precise, vivid, and unshakable. What will you build? What will you become? Words carry power, and writing them sets that power in motion. Rituals ground this energy. Light a candle to symbolize clarity and focus. Let its flame burn as a reminder of your inner fire. Meditate, not to escape, but to connect deeply with what you're stepping into. Rituals aren't about mysticism. They're about commitment, a physical act that mirrors your internal resolve. T.S. Eliot wrote, "For last year's words belong to last year's language, and next year's words await another voice. You are that voice. This is your reset, your recalibration, your gateway to transformation. Move forward with intent. This time, isn't passive. It's yours to seize. You are a catalyst, a force that reshapes the energy of every space you enter, not through dominance, but through presence. To shine as a light-bearer means stepping into the role that amplifies hope and resilience in others. Your actions, however small they seem in the moment, ripple outward, igniting change in ways you may never fully see. This isn't about perfection or being an ideal. It's about authenticity, about showing up in the fullness of who you are and letting that be enough to inspire those around you. To embody this, you don't need grand gestures or flawless execution. A simple act of kindness can be a lifeline. Offering mentorship to someone struggling through a path you've already walked can alter the trajectory of their future. Sharing your story, raw, unpolished, and real, becomes a roadmap for others who are navigating similar shadows. These moments are your light in motion, casting away doubt and reminding others of their own strength. It's not always easy, but that's the cost of leading with purpose. History offers proof of this. Florence Nightingale, tending to wounded soldiers in the grim chaos of the Crimean War, didn't just heal with medicine. She healed with presence. Her light, both literal and metaphorical, brought solace to the broken and clarity to the chaos. She proved that even in the darkest of circumstances, one person's unwavering commitment can transform the lives of many. Your role as a light-bearer isn't optional. It's woven into the fabric of who you are. When you step into this truth, you give others permission to do the same. Let your light disrupt darkness, not through force, but through persistence. This is how you create ripples of transformation that extend far beyond what you'll ever witness firsthand. The unexpected doesn't come wrapped in grandeur or with clear instructions. It arrives quietly, disguised as ordinary, a passing conversation, a chance meeting, or an opportunity you didn't seek. Yet, these moments are catalysts. The visitor who crosses your path may appear unremarkable, but their influence can be extraordinary, altering your trajectory in ways you won't fully grasp until later. They challenge you not by force, but by presenting something you didn't know you needed: a perspective, a truth, or a nudge toward action. This disruption is powerful because it pulls you from the comfort of the familiar. Growth doesn't thrive where you're at ease. It demands friction, discomfort, and the willingness to be undone by what's new. The unexpected forces you to reassess what you thought you knew. It expands your understanding, reshaping not just your actions, but the way you view yourself and the world. It compels you to see potential where you once saw limitation, to act where you once hesitated. The tale of the fisherman and the genie in 1001 Nights speaks to this power. A fisherman, casting his net, as he had countless times before, pulls up a sealed jar. When opened, it releases a formidable genie. At first, the encounter seems threatening, a source of chaos. But through wit and persistence, the fisherman turns the moment into one of profound opportunity, forever altering his fortune. The encounter wasn't planned, but it was pivotal. In your life, these visitors, whether people, challenges, or revelations, are not random. They arrive with purpose, shaking you from complacency and forcing growth. Their impact isn't always immediate, but it is transformative. The unexpected is the crucible where potential becomes realized, and through it, you are reshaped into who you're meant to be. This is your moment. The blessings, the opportunities, the transformations waiting ahead are not for the passive or the hesitant. They belong to those who claim them with intention, to those who act, even when the path feels uncertain. Your destiny doesn't unfold by chance. It responds to your readiness, your clarity, your unshakable belief that you are worthy of all that is aligned with your purpose. Seal your readiness now. Speak your intentions aloud, clear, firm, undeniable. Let them echo with conviction, not as hopes, but as declarations of what will be. Take action, no matter how small, and let those steps build momentum. Align your choices with your vision, and allow your actions to speak louder than your doubts. Gratitude is your gateway. Recognize what you already have, and you'll amplify what's to come. In this alignment, you don't just move toward your destiny, you command it. This moment is a turning point. The shifts you've sensed, the opportunities unfolding, and the challenges that have tested you were never random. They are part of a divine rhythm calling you to rise. Every decision, every step you take now carries the weight of transformation. This is not a passive process. You are the architect of your destiny, and the energy of this moment demands your courage, clarity, and commitment. Trust in what's unfolding. Align your actions with your intentions, and speak your truth into existence. The world responds to those who act with conviction, and now is your time to act. This is your moment to break through barriers, to expand into the person you've always known you could become. Your story matters. It has power. Share it, and let your experience inspire others to step into their own light. The future depends on what you do today. Will you claim it?